So at the end of the day, should you buy the 5D Mark III in 2023? I would say you buy a camera based on the needs that you have at that point, and the needs I had were shooting video and doing photography work. Now most clients, when they see you rocking up to their shoot with a tiny camera, they would see you as more of an amateur, but if you have a clunky DSLR, then you're a pro, my friend. Giddy on. However, with the 5D Mark III, what I realized is when I walked into shoots, I was more respected. Not because of the nice suit I was wearing, it was because of my gear. And the 5D Mark III helped me achieve that, to look more professional. But was the quality really there? If you think about it, the quality that I was getting with my Canon M50, which was a cropped censored camera with better autofocus, a flippy screen, and new colors, Canon colors. Oh, everyone loves those. It was a little bit astonishing to think that I left Canon M50 for the 5D Mark III. Regret came to me and it knocked on the door and I said hello. However, I decided to give it a chance, came with it to Tanzania, and I shot street photography, and I did a project for a tour company as well, just solely using that camera and my Blackmagic for video. However, that was short-lived due to the reason that I can't always be switching cameras at certain points, and I had to do some video work, and that's where this camera suffers. The lack of 4K in this camera just makes it hard to match with my Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and it makes it a little bit troublesome for my use cases where I need to be ready at all times to take that shot, because once you miss that shot, you're never getting it again. It got me into a pickle where I was loving the photography features but also hating them at the same time. The autofocus is outdated compared to its counterpart, the 5D Mark IV, which received really good improvements, but the 5D Mark III, it being more than a decade-old camera at this point, just has too many shortcomings. The lack of the flipping screen caused quite a hassle to get certain shots that I normally would be able to get just standing, but this time I had to be weeping on the floor. However, I really missed the electrical viewfinder that I found in my Canon M50. Just made shots very easy to actually get and switch out settings on the fly. Compared to the optical viewfinder that you get there, it was a little bit too, let's just say, outdated. Alrighty, Editor Moody here. Just want to jump in real quickly and let you guys know that I really love this camera, but I have since sold it off. I've picked up the A6500 instead, and I've since enjoyed it. Let's get back to the video. The reason you would get this camera is if you're not a vlogger, because I wouldn't want to see anyone vlogging with this camera really. It's quite a huge piece of clunk, and once you fit in a lens there, it's gonna be a hectic one still. I had a battery grip on this camera and I thought that was the way to go, but when shooting street photography, everyone would look at me and it would seem a little bit unsafe to actually do photography with this thing because everyone looks at you like you're holding $1 million. I really liked the experience of taking shots with this camera. I enjoyed the feature set that it had, even though it was an older camera. Say you're just starting off and you need a camera to push you, and this is the option you have. However, if you're also planning to upgrade from maybe a crop censored camera such as the T3i or something even a little bit more of the point and shoot, then I would advise you, yes, to look at this side, but for a little bit more you could get yourself M6 Mark II or the Canon M50 that you could actually grow with compared to outgrow it so quickly. I think it's the fastest camera that I've outgrown this far. I used the Canon M50 for a year. That's when I felt I had outgrown that camera, but that was only because I was shooting more higher-end projects at this point, and photography wasn't really my focus anymore. I'm more of a video-centric creator, so I needed that 4K second B camera that I could just have and just shoot 4K at will. And the Canon M50 wasn't really doing it for me. So at the end of the day, should you buy the 5D Mark III in 2023? I would say it depends. Depends on certain criterias. If this camera is the camera you can afford, then by all means, get it. But there are other options out there. Keep looking, and I think you'll find a better camera than this one. However, I do think it's still a good camera to get if you're looking for photography, and you don't need the latest and greatest to do your job anyway. At the end of the day, is a 5D Mark III a good camera? I would say yes. It's a very good option for 2023, but for certain use cases, it's not the best option. If this video helped you make a decision if you would purchase this camera or not, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will link my social media if you feel like you want to check out the rest of the photos that I took on this camera. Feel free to do so, and I will see you on the next video.